Hey, what's up guys? Brian and Liz here, Fullerton Party at 2, and it has been a minute. We have actually been in Punta Cana, Mexico on a cruise. No, we haven't actually. No, we haven't at all.
I would hope we'd be a lot more tan than this if we had.
We come back pasty white, right? So we have not been on vacation yet, but we should be doing something fun here in the next couple of weeks. Do you know about this yet? No, me neither. So I don't know. We'll see how taxes go. And if so, I'm buying a last minute cruise fare deal to somewhere in the Bahamas, and we're going to go get some rays before we start the lawn care season. So anyway, it's been a minute since we did a video. We've been literally just running around in the back end. The lawn and landscape business, as you guys know, that I run, it's through the spring season. We're getting ready to ramp up and get moving, and I've been just literally changing so many things on the back end to where I've been busy, and so I haven't been able to really go do vlogs with you or get out of the house, and you've been cooped up. So
nobody just wants to see me in my life.
Yeah, whatever, dude. All right, so there's a video that we wanted to do, just 4 or 5 quick minutes for you guys that we thought was very valuable for you guys. We know you guys enjoy going on adventures with us and living the dream and hanging out and seeing how we run our life and what we do, but we also know that there's a lot of you guys that really appreciate the practicality of being a married couple, dinks out there, or just small business owners, and how you run your life. And really the topic we wanted to talk about was how do you keep your life together. So one thing that we wanted to share with you guys was how we kind of tackle the week. So on every Sunday we end up doing something that we've been practicing now for about 2 years, I would say, and that is called a board of directors meeting. This sounds fancy, right?
Sounds fancy, right? And we know, I want to preface this before we really get into it, that we don't have kids, and I know everybody in the comment section below is gonna be like, well, wait till you have kids and you guys think you have the structured life and blah blah.
Right.
We get it. I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
This is what's working for us right now.
Right. And you know what? This isn't something that you got to do for 2 hours on a Sunday night, but what we've realized is I'm running around crazy on one side, you're running around crazy on the other side. Our calendars intermingle many a times. We are now running YouTube channels where sometimes we need different vlogs and different things. So one thing that we've really adopted the last 2 years has worked great for us is on Sunday nights, usually about 8 p.m., we do a 20-30 minute sit down, clear the calendar, clear the mechanism, board of directors meeting. And that's literally where we get our calendars out. We basically plan out the next 7 days.
Yeah, I'm an old school kind of like person where I need to physically write stuff out. So we actually have a whiteboard calendar that reflects my personal like agenda book. And everything's color coded just so that when you look at it, you can see at a glance what you have going on at what day.
We'll include a photo.
Yeah. And then you like to keep everything in your phone.
I'm a big phone person because it's so fluid.
Yeah, and I tried to do that, I just can't.
You figured out what works for you.
Yep.
Because this was a huge headache for us, was trying to coordinate.
And the biggest thing is communication, as we hear a lot in marriages and just partnerships in general. You have to communicate, and if you can do that multiple times a day, that's great, but for us, once a week is really where it's at. That's our kind of like sweet spot where we're not bugging each other. Oh, what do you have going on today? What do you have? We know we covered it already. Like if you need to refresh, like there's the calendar on the wall, don't ask me again.
Right. Well, and that's true too, because same thing at night, I'm a play the next day out kind of guy, and sometimes that really helps with, hey, we need to make adjustments, but nonetheless, we don't want to spend 10 p.m. time at night, you know, talking about the next day's calendar. It should already be laid out. In fact, I'll give you guys some success tips. If you don't know how you're going to spend tomorrow, it's already spent and you're going to lose the day. Okay, that's just a business fact. That's just you can watch any major program from Tony Robbins and all these people. If you don't know how you're spending your time tomorrow, you've already wasted the day. And I heard stuff like that when I was growing up in life and getting more business acumen to my brain, right? And when I heard stuff like that, I didn't know what that meant. But literally, you have to know how you're going to plan the day, the week, the month. Honestly, the most successful people plan the quarter and by the year. In fact, the most successful people take the whole year and they block out all their vacations, all their days off. And in fact, they spend their time planning their calendar by having the days off first, and then they fill in work second. And unfortunately, the rest of the world does it backwards, where you try to skimp out 2 weeks vacation. And I'm not saying like jobs are bad or anything like that. I'm just saying you have to plan your life first, and you don't let certain things get in the way. Like we've blocked out for the whole year vacations, calendars, with weddings that we're going to, days off, trips where we want to take, and I don't care what comes up around there. We would have days planned off, and then we fit the work in there to make the rest of the year more full, right? So one thing that we were just going to give you guys was a tip was, you're going this way, you're going this way. The husband's going one way, the wife or girlfriend's going the other way, right? And everybody's got their life going on. But one thing that we've found was at least once a week having a board of directors meeting where, hey, we plan out the week. Here's where I'm going to be at certain times. We chunk certain things. Maybe we're going out to dinner on a date night. Wednesday at 7 p.m., right? We block that off in both of our calendars. Mine's a little bit more on the phone. Yours is a little bit more traditional. You do a huge benefit for us where you take the whole calendar and you put it on the whiteboard, so we have a visual.
And I have things like, you know, our personal schedules, YouTube even, lawn care, like all of it has its own color so that you can just look at it, you see like a map of the month, and then on the side we have books that we're reading that we can check off during the month.
Hold on, time out, because that's really good. We have on our calendar, just like if you get done reading a book, you better already know the next book you should be reading. Because if you get done with a book and you don't have another one in the queue, you're already going to stop your reading habit. So on our calendar you have books that we're reading, and then already 2 or 3 more books that we intend to get to.
Yeah.
And we've already, you order them, we're always learning. You guys will learn about this. I have an insatiable appetite for learning, okay? Books, audio programs, everything. And you...
Yeah, you during the summer, he likes to listen to Audible a lot while you're working, because there's just no excuses. It doesn't matter how busy you are, you still get it
dozens of hours a day.
The other thing I have on our whiteboard is our upcoming events. So I like to look at the month that we have in detail, but also like what's on the radar for next month. So if we have like a wedding or something going on, or a shower where I'm gonna need to get a gift,
you can plan a month and ahead,
or a trip, or something like, okay, next month our rations are starting, or next month we're flying this sub. Like I have it all laid out, so it's just easier to prepare that way.
How does it feel as a lady to have a better projection of the week, knowing what you're walking into versus playing catch up?
Offense. Playing off. I call it playing offense versus playing defense. And when I have everything laid out, like I know where he's gonna need me more on certain days, or where he's gonna run late, especially in the summer. Like I know it sounds silly, but like to have like dinner on the table when he gets home, take some planning on my end of my schedule, because every day that I have is completely different. I don't work a traditional 9 to 5, neither of us do.
For sure.
And that almost sounds like it would be easier to plan your schedule because you have that freedom.
Right.
But realistically, I could wake up one day and I got an order for 15 signs the night before. I wish that would be a really good order.
But 2 or 3 can throw off the whole day.
And it throws off everything. So it's always changing, or I get a call and somebody in the family needs me, or, you know, so it just helps to know where we are on the front end, and we can make changes on the fly accordingly throughout the week. But at least having that game plan on Sundays really helps.
For sure.
We also like to talk about our goals and stuff. So we're always talking about how we reset our goals, you know, weekly, daily, monthly, whatever it is.
We do.
It's something that we have really had to work on in our marriage, is being able to call each other out on their crap. And that's what we do in our Sunday meetings. We can say like, hey, like this is what you committed to, this is what you said we're gonna be doing.
So what'd you bring to the table day?
Yeah, it's what did you do this week to get us closer to this goal, this goal, this goal. Like we're like, and it's hard. You have to put on, we put on our business owner hats and take off like our marriage hats, because hearing something as like a wife, I might take it one way, but hearing something as somebody's business partner, like you have to put that filter on that, like you're not just married, like you're also running a business or businesses together. Yeah,
and you know what? Business doesn't care about your feelings, does it?
No.
Business doesn't care about your excuses, does it? Does business care about your tooth that you had to go get cavity filled? No, and these are tough conversations, and you're snarling a little bit because
they're hard. They can be hard conversations.
And it's not me, by the way. This is what we committed to. We committed to a goal of something. We work backwards, and then there's an amount of activity or work that we have to do to accomplish it, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, like it's not just you snarling. I get frustrated too because there's things that I don't do, and it makes me want to be a better business partner, better spouse, better husband, better man, right? So in these board of director meetings, we talk about, of course, the last week's goals, the last week's activity, where we shored up. We don't call each other out. We still do this in love, you know.
Yeah, we're not like, oh, you didn't do this when you say. It was just like, hey,
you said you're gonna go flyer 500 signs and or you know, a subdivision 500 flyers, or you said you were gonna do an advertising campaign. Why you didn't? Well, because I got busy. Something happened. Like there's accountability, but there's still like, hey. It's more just a let's recalibrate.
Yeah, you're not raking each other across the coals.
Right.
And no, but you're touching base and seeing where you're at. And then, you know, it's even more of a gut check when you have a spouse that asks you those questions out of a place of love versus like condemnation, where I know that he is just asking because we said that we wanted to do something and he wants to make sure it gets done, and it's not, I'm gonna call you out on it to make you feel bad. It's, you know, it's a different place.
I would imagine it feels good knowing that your spouse is on point. Your spouse is on, we're accomplishing.
And it feels so good, especially as a wife, to know that like I married somebody who is so goal driven that they want to always make sure that I'm on my A game too. Like I
can't wait to meet this guy. He sounds like a good guy. No, but it's true. Like when we're both on point and moving forward, we work better. We've noticed that when there's idle time and there's no goals being hit and there's no accountability, it feels good. It really does. It feels good for a day or a week or a month. But then you have to deal with the ramifications of said decisions or lack of activity or action, right? And you're like, hey, I didn't go to the gym for a month. It doesn't matter if you don't check it off for a couple of days, but then you're fat 2 months later. And you're like, what the heck just happened? So
we've realized we are way more happy when we're productive or we're chasing after something together. When we get stagnant and stale and we're just not really doing anything, we're not happy.
Wait, let me ask you this. Would you rather have nothing going on, Netflix and chill, and just calm, just peaceful, happy, serene environment, but nothing changes? No new cars, no new finances, no better lifestyle, no new clothes. And that, by the way, we're not driven by material, stupid possessions. I'm just saying, if your life isn't progressing, you're not going to find happiness. That's where happiness is found, in the progression. So, and this is all fact, okay? I'm not trying to be a hero here. I'm just saying, if you guys want to just cut through the mustard of all the garbage that's out there in the world, if you want to be more successful or more happy, become more accomplishing. And this is what we do. People are like, how is your marriage always upbeat and positive, and how do we not get caught in the petty stuff and the garbage? Well, we don't have time for it. And what do you, so you choose not to be participating in it. Well, we don't choose to participate in it, it's just we don't have any time left over for it.
I don't have time to be petty. I don't have time to concentrate on faults, and with if it's in our relationship or other relationships in our life, like I just don't have time for it. We don't have time for it. Like,
and all this,
and then we're not saying it just because like, oh, we don't have time for it. No, we legitimately do not have time.
Yeah, and again, you guys know us. We love hanging out with all of you guys, and this channel is definitely going to be marriage positive and dinks positive, and you know, if you have kids, that's cool too. Like, for sure, we're gonna have kids eventually here too. So and
you guys will get to see all of our failures and mistakes during that, because I know we have a lot to learn when it comes to that. But
it doesn't take more than 15 minutes a week to calibrate the whole family. And that's what we're realizing. Kids are not, I can imagine, even if you have kids, hey, Billy's got swimming lessons on these 3 days, I'm gonna be here and here and here. Hey, this is my corporate late night days, I'm gonna be here, here. It doesn't matter, you just need to have the family unit on the same page. And by the way, all these weekly meetings translate to a good month. And when you have good months, you have a good quarter. We have good quarters, you have a good year. And this is why day to day you can stay on point. Week to week you can stay on point. And you don't let the year get away from you. And you wind up at the end of the year sometimes going, well, what just happened? Well, there was no monthly accountability. There was no weekly accountability, which means there's no daily accountability. And so we're not here to police anybody by any means, but these are limitations or parameters, I should say, that we put on ourselves to perform, because when you're self-employed, you don't have a boss. And that sounds cool, it sounds cliche, you can make cool memes all day on Instagram, and I'm all about that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's also a major detriment to 99% of everybody out there, any personality type, because when you have no order and you have no framework, you end up just idle. You end up just eating Cheetos, laying in your underwear, and that's not just Liz, okay? No, I'm just kidding. So, but for real. So, any final thoughts or words of encouragement? So, we track our goals for the week. We just get accountable. Here's where we're at. If anything is to spill back over, we talk about the next week or so of activities. We just kind of look at the month at a glance, and then anything that's like kind of a major priority we talk about, because this is a +1. If you watch this far in, you're interested in this kind of stuff. But priority doesn't mean you have 8 priorities. It means you have a priority. The word priority is actually a misnomer in today's culture with the way the word is. There's no such thing as priorities. You have priority. And priority means one. So get the one thing accomplished every week. That's why we always plug up that book, The One Thing and the 10X Rule. Look, just figure out the one thing you need to do this week that's going to trump everything. If only one thing got done, what's the most important thing? And that's where we talk about what's our #1 priority for the week, and we both have one usually. So anyway, all that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I know it's a little lengthy, but you know what? This is the kind of stuff that we're going to be putting out on our channel. You're like, hey, I've spent a decade putting good stuff in, discerning, digesting, deciphering all this crud out there on the internet in the world of success. And I'm going to pour it right back into you guys. We're going to the next level in our life every single day. So hopefully you guys enjoy this kind of stuff. What else you got? You good?
I think that's it.
All right, cool. Well, we're gonna wrap this one up. It's been a minute since we did a video, but it doesn't mean we're not testy and feisty and fired up because things are just hitting on all 8 cylinders. The the sun's out, the weather's breaking. I'm working like a madman on the back of my business. Your Etsy business is exploding. A lot of you guys have actually bought signs, which we're not even here to plug that. It's just things are going really good. Life is hitting on all 8 cylinders, and it's just getting started. So we're able to eventually venture outdoors the next week or two. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, you guys, we didn't have to wear a coat this week.
More vlogs are going to be coming. We're going to be traveling a little bit more coming in spring, and of course in summer we got some major stuff going on. So stay tuned. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed everything that Liz had to say. I know I'm a jerk. So anyway, we love you guys. We really do. Thanks for joining the adventure with us. Over and out. Anything else that you got?
No.
All right, guys. We'll take care. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.